guardians, family members, Superintendent Yelich, members of the Board of Education, alumni, community members, and honored graduates of the class of 2016, thank you for your attendance at the 147th commencement ceremony here in Oneonta. I consider it an honor to have the opportunity as the principal of this great school to stand before you on this stage and share my thoughts with you. For 52 years now, this ceremony has taken place here in this auditorium. Although only present for the last 10 of those ceremonies, I can say, with a substantial degree of certainty, that in terms of opportunity, character, work ethic, and personality, no other class like this has graced this stage. Writing a graduation speech is often a challenge for me. The other day while shopping, I ran into a parent, as I often do, who asked if my speech was prepared. Just the finishing touches, I replied. The parent then asked, what do you tell these students going out into this crazy world? Although I did not respond at that moment, the answer was quite clear to me. You see, writing a speech for today's ceremony wasn't difficult in the sense that I didn't know what to say to a group of students moving on to the next chapter of their lives. Instead, it is difficult trying to find the words to accurately express my thoughts and feelings to a group of exceptional young men and women who, in reality, we may never cross paths with again. Whether 4 years here in the high school or less, we, the collective school body, have spent a bunch of time together. Just this year alone, for the purpose of teacher evaluation, I have spent the equivalent of 3 full months sitting beside you in your classes. Over the past 10 years of evaluating faculty, of course, I always know the teacher and the respective grade level of the students being taught. However, even if I didn't, I could immediately tell the grade level of the class by the way they behave and interact, or not, with me. Freshman classes are often silent and attentive with students seated upright, and other than a smile, there's not a lot of interaction with me as the principal while in their classes. Sophomore classes are fairly similar, but often I will get a hello. Junior classes will interact briefly with me, but often employ the, I have 4 Regents exams, let's get this thing in gear mentality. I will tell you that this class, the class of 2016, broke this model. Since day one in this building, these students have welcomed me, shook my hand, continually offered me food as if I don't get enough. And thank you, by the way. And simply possessed a very unique sense of being while here at OHS. They made it difficult for me to pay attention in their classes and observe the teacher. They would talk to me, slip me a note, all the while the teacher is trying to teach. There were times when I wanted to ask to move my seat. I often felt as though I was the student still in high school waiting to get yelled at by the teacher. Not that it happened very often, but you know. You have included me in your Socratic seminars, although not so much after I turned off access to social media here in the building. Those were dark times for Mr. Brindley, I can assure you. But, knowing this class, I had full faith and confidence that this group would figure out a bypass and be back up and running in no time. I was right, and among this group, if you knew someone who knew someone, they were going to get you back connected as well. But the point is this. There has been a uniqueness to this group from the very beginning. So much so that they absolutely impacted me enough that I can vividly remember this particular class's link crew experience during the summer between their 8th grade and freshman year. As I tried to collect my thoughts to share them with you and figure out the best way to do that, one method became quite clear. So please allow me to share a letter of recommendation that I had prepared for you, the Oneonta Senior High School class of 2016. Dear college, university, trade school, military branch, or prospective employer, it is with great enthusiasm that I write this letter of recommendation in full support of the credentials and character of the Oneonta Senior High School class of 2016. I have considered it a great honor to have had the privilege of knowing and working with this group for the last 4 years. From August of 2012 and through today, I have been and continue to be impressed by this group of young men and women. Their collective contributions to our school socially, athletically, and academically have profoundly impacted our school community. We here at the Oneonta High School do not solicit or harbor any preconceived notions about our incoming freshmen. We preach that day one of freshman year serves as a fresh start, and we mean it. That is why when I was told that this incoming freshman class was considered not a cohesive group, it meant little to me. However, I quickly understood the full meaning of that contention. I have learned much from this group, including never attempt to facilitate peer mediation or conflict resolution, as it was just not going to happen. Now, although you may be thinking that a perceived lack of cohesion and an inability to resolve differences has a negative connotation, I am writing to share that to me, the class chemistry and characteristics of this group proves just the opposite, in that I have never witnessed a more strong-willed and convicted group of students who stand up for themselves, who refuse to accept status quo as their method of operation, and who are simply some of the kindest young adults that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. You see, these are the students you want in your college, university, trade school, military, and under your employment. I can tell you from personal experience that although these are strong individuals, you should see how quickly they come together when they feel that an injustice is being served. You see, every year I try to spend 10 minutes speaking to each of our 500 students so that I can find out firsthand about the academic, social, and physical product that we offer our students. It was this group, as sophomores, who visited with me and shared that they needed to be challenged more academically and needed more opportunity to connect to this building. We listened and took notes, and as a result, we continue to add and change and improve the quality of the product being offered here. We have increased our elective offerings, our college credit-bearing courses, and our clubs and organizations. Because of this group's fearless demeanor to share with me their needs, I've had 3 of my high school friends who now hold various administrative positions at Brown University, Carnegie Mellon University, and the University of Alabama tell me that any Oneonta High School student who takes full advantage of the product being offered here is absolutely competitive with students on the national stage. It is this group that lives and demonstrates the contention that one should leave a place better than it was found. When you add the respective clubs that these students have involved themselves with over the years here, you find that this class of 2016 has committed themselves 783 times to the collaborative efforts of our campus clubs. This class donned an OHS uniform and represented our community well during 586 sports seasons, and earned 680 quarters of honor roll and high honor roll status. They have represented our school, this community, themselves, and our state well over the years here in high school. Although not necessary to continue to laud the accomplishments of this group, permit me to share one more tidbit of insight into who this group is. On a December evening and following morning, I could not sleep. I was tossing and turning, thinking about our colleague, Denny Carr, who our students today have so eloquently described. I came to school much earlier than usual and was fortunate to find the manager of our bus terminal at work early as well. I asked about the availability of some buses at some point during the school day. He inquired why, and I told him that I am hoping that our chorus will be up for a quick field trip to Mr. Carr's house to share the gift of music with him. His response, whatever you need. 2 hours later, teachers began arriving for the day. I anxiously awaited the arrival of Mrs. Dyer, our vocal music teacher, so I could ask her about the idea. It was an emphatic yes. We loaded up 2 buses of students and faculty, and upon arriving at the Carr's house, students gave all they had to the enjoyment of the entire Carr family. Upon returning to our school, and still moved by the incredible goodness of our students, I wish to shake a hand and offer a sincere thank you to each and every one of them. But instead, and consistent with who this group is, they beat me to it. They came to me, shook my hand, hugged me, and said, "Thank you. You have given me, or us, a gift that I will never forget." Well, I will never forget either. These are truly amazing students. You see, the students of our class of 2016 will enhance any school, any organization, any company, military, or place of employment. It is simply what they do. It is for the aforementioned reasons that I offer this recommendation without hesitation or reservation in support of the character and credentials of the Oneonta class of 2016. As evidenced by this letter, you might better understand why answering that parent at the supermarket was easy when I was asked, what does one say to these students? What I am saying to this group is simple. It's thank you. It should be also evident that this group is special and will be missed, but leave they must. So lastly, my friends, go on to do great things. Some of you will become an employee. Some may become an employer. Chris Thornton, go on and serve our country well, and we thank you for your military service. Some of you may be red dragons, a hawk, a bear, a golden flyer, a saint, an owl, a tiger, a bomber, that's the mascot. I checked it out. It's a mascot. A bomber, a mountaineer, or some other school mascot. Go on and be the best mom, dads, and friends that you are capable of. There are many titles that you will possess, but however long or far time and distance take you away from here, our doors will always be open, as all of you will forever be Yellow Jackets. So without any further ado, Superintendent Yelich, members of the Board of Education, parents, family, and friends, I hereby certify that these students have completed the requirements for graduation as established by the New York State Department of Education, and I hereby confer upon them the title of high school graduate.